What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be ripping the seat and carpet out of the Jeep finally and seeing how bad our floor pans really are. So the most I've done, we have the seat unbolted. It's ready to come out. I'll fit the seat belts through there, whatever. The most I've done is this. License plates. Hole. There's a hole that far back. And from the last video, you'll hear me say that it's hard to drive with the gas pedal coming out of the floor. Well, it's a floor mounted gas pedal and it's not floor mounted, it's through the floor. So I got some steel and I'm gonna rip all this crap out. And there's a lip here still, I just noticed. This is solid, this little angle. It's more structural steel for the cab. So that gives us a kind of a lip to weld to. I'm worried about up there in that corner because I don't know how well I can bend that. I can roll it at work. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to rip this out and we're going to see how bad it is. I've been denying it and not wanting to do it, but I can't. I mean, it runs good now. I can't drive it with the gas pedal flopping around and falling through the floor because you push the gas and, you know, you got 3 inches to make up because you're pushing it through the floor. And we have, so there's a little bracket on these if you're familiar with them. Well, I think it fell out. It fell out on the road. That's sweet. Okay. So that doesn't have it anymore, but there's a piece that bolted down to the, I'll show you in the other Jeep. Hold on. So on this Jeep, luckily I have it here. You can see, this is the gas pedal from it. I took out because the linkage broke on the other ones. You see these 2 holes and this flap, everything's in good shape. Well, you can't get this anymore, so I got lucky having this. Where's it at? I can't even see. Oh, these 2 little prong things. I'm gonna cut this out with the grinder and put them in the red Jeep, and then this will click back down onto it, and we should have like an original style gas pedal. Because yeah, there's a hole where those were. So yeah, that is the plan. Before we start, yes, they do make patch panels and floorboards for this, but they make this section, or like, it's not, I have a good feeling the cab needs a bottom half, because I mean, that hole back here, it's, look at, I'm pretty sure the whole cab is gonna need a lot of work. So rather than buy the floor pans and try to, I'm a disaster, I know. I got like, this is like 12 gauge steel. It's gonna be a really tough floor pan and it's probably gonna be better than the stuff you can buy anyways. And I can, it'll be fine. Just go straight there. All right, the seat's out. Nothing extraordinary so far other than duct tape, but I knew that was in here. There's this cool pouch too. But now on to carpet, the really exciting and also not exciting part. Let's get to it. All right, we're gonna pull the carpet up. I think. It was supposed to just pull right up. It's a seat bolt. There it goes. Jeez. Oh, I got rust in my eye just from doing that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, this is bad. Holy crap. What floor? How has this held us up? That's crazy. Look, it took the floor with it. It's this foam that held water. This is solid back here. The corner is. All this is good. Start a time lapse and we're gonna get this carpet pulled out, and then I'll show you guys once it's all completely out, because I gotta yank it up off the metal. So. Well, it's all out. Luckily the tunnel is like perfect. This is very, very good. Little POR 15 around areas here. Oh, there's some popcorn welds. That's been fixed. Whatever. Okay, so there's that. But yeah, here's our floor. This passenger side, we have holes back here. License plates I'll rip up. The driver's side is really, really bad. It's really bad. There's no other words to describe that. But I mean, this is what I was worried about. The round part is here, so I just have flat pans to weld in. It doesn't look like it was ever patched, which is kind of cool. So maybe it really does have 40,000 miles. I mean, around here in Illinois, this can happen in 40,000. So we'll see. So we are going to get a broom and dustpan and kind of sweep out what we can so we can see a little better what metal's left. And I'm going to take a hammer and start tapping and see what we got. So, quick question for you guys while I'm looking at it, think about it. Does anyone know what this valve would be for? It goes down to, I'm not going to lay down there now because look, it's almost like a T of like, it almost looks like brake line or some kind of like copper tubing. I don't know. I mean, it's got these other screws. I don't know if it was part of a farm thing, like a sprayer. I don't know. If anyone has any ideas, let me know. But I'm gonna see what kind of metal I can get out of this and get it cleaned up the best I can. I'm not gonna start cutting with the grinder and squaring it up today yet, but I'm gonna get some measurements so at work I can stamp out that. Sun is a bad time today. Cut out some squares, and I think the plan is pretty much just to go flat up to here, and then I'll just bend some 90s on it and patch what needs patched up here. I'm not gonna patch it unless it needs it. I need if honestly, like, all I need to do is get a square here, but there's no metal to go to, and I have the steel and this, I might as well just do it. So we're doing a full floor plan job now. But I am super pumped that the tunnel is in that good of a shape. From the underneath, everything, I mean, it's probably from the transmission spray and stuff all over it, but that looks really good. And it didn't get too far up. Like, that's actually kind of solid. So I'll leave what I can. So I'm gonna clean this up and then I'll show you guys after that. All right, guys, so as you can see, I kind of have where the good metal ends marked out with the paint pen. I'm gonna have to fire up the generator to start my grinder because I don't have a quarter grinder and I'm in the middle of nowhere and I have no power. So the generator is really loud, so I'll just start a time lapse. I'll have to fire that up. I'm gonna cut all this out and then vacuum out this rail that's full of rust. Pretty much start cleaning everything up the best I can, and then I'll show you when that's cleaned up and we'll start fitting metal and seeing what sizes and what bends we need to make, but pretty much try to turn that sheet into a floor pan. So I will catch up with you guys soon. Enjoy watching me make a disaster. All right, guys, so I'm losing the light. I'm gonna finish it up for the day. But so far, I got this pan cut pretty much. It's not, I mean, it is perfect, but I just kind of threw it in there. Kind of bent this up somewhat, how it's gonna be. And then this is our only hole we'll have to fill. So I'm gonna, and then this is just lapped over, like I said, I'm losing daylight, sorry. Just lapped over the edge of the inner rocker. So I will kind of fit that and tack it as I go. And then this will probably do a couple tacks down into that angle I'm talking about, and then seam seal it. And then underneath, I'll be able to do the same thing, throw a couple welds here and there to hold it down. And yeah, it honestly isn't too bad. And then we'll clean up underneath the truck here. All this, I mean, these are still red. I mean, they're not terrible. This is gone. That's not supposed to be gone. But then we'll weld on bolts coming through, and those will be our new seat bolts. But yeah, like all this should be closed up, and then we can paint it. And I'll probably use the same. I'm gonna use black bed liner. We're not gonna put carpet down. We'll use black bed liner in here and do this all up really nice. And I'll probably do the bottom of the truck in that too, just to cover up the welds and protect everything. So that's the plan. So far, so good. This is not too bad, honestly. That hole, I'm probably just gonna bend up some 45s and make it work. It's gonna be more of a straight angle, as you can tell, and then it should be easy to mount the gas pedal. I had to cut the bracket out of the other truck still. But yeah, pretty much just off to a good start. I want to show you guys where we're at, and I will pick back up the camera when we start welding this in. I just want to bring you guys a little update. I came out here today and just off camera cut out the passenger side too, so I could get driver and passenger side both at the same point. And then I cleaned everything up with a wire wheel. It's decent. And then this part, this track that I'll be welding over and welding to the floor pans, I painted with that Steel-It paint I used in my truck because it's weld through. So I did all that stuff that you won't see, and that's gonna cure it. Everything I did go over top and bottom of whatever was left with rust converter after I wire wheeled it. So I have Steel-It on here because it's weld through. And then I'm going to put the pan on top and probably try to get a couple screws into here, and then end up pulling the screws and plug welding it, just because I don't have the welder here right now. This can dry, whatever. And while I had the floor pan out, I painted the very top section of the frame because, I don't know, I could see it, why not? So I hit that with some paint. This stupid cover screws are totally stripped out. They're just round in there, so I can't take that off. Oh, I'll probably figure out a way. I'll probably put vice grips or something on in case, hopefully get that off, so I can actually paint the whole thing nice. If not, that kind of sucks. But that's not a huge concern anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna set the pan up in here probably, see if I can get a screw or two in it. If not, I'm gonna go pull the gas pedal off. I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet, but this is the update. This is where we're at. Everything's prepped, painted, so now it's just ready for new metal, welding, and then after that, paint. All right, I'm back. I obviously decided to put the floor pan in and test fit it. So our main panel is in, and as you can tell, I put screws in to the main floor beams and then to this edge here, just kind of sitting on it and putting screws in as I go to hold it tight. I'll have a time lapse and everything when I'm welding, and I'll show you guys how we make that. But I mean, I put this in, screwed it. Sorry, I didn't record. And then over here, there's that little hole still, so I'll probably just do like a 2-inch piece, bend that flat, and then weld that. But without the welder here, I can't really do much. But yeah, it's screwed down tight. And then underneath here, where's the light? Where's the light? Well, you can tell. So I screwed into these main beams here after they've been rust converted, and then I'll paint it all at once. This is where we stand. Next time you see it, we'll be welding, and we'll make this floor pan for real. What's up, guys? Today is the day. We got the welder, everything's set up. My buddy Noah is here with his 65 Ford. Yeah, it's beautiful. We know. And we're gonna actually hook up to his truck and pull this outside to do all the welding because, man, that thing sounds good. We're gonna hook up to his and pull this out in the driveway because we're having beautiful weather and this garage is hot, and maybe you guys will actually be able to see in the video because it's so dark in here. So that's the plan. Get the Jeep outside, and then we're gonna start welding and get this thing knocked out. Say hi, Noah. All right, we gotta call it quits. It's pitch black out. You can't even see on the video, but we're almost done. Back at it tomorrow. All right, guys, we've made a ton of progress on this. The welding, actual floor itself is all done. So you can see that side ceiling's grinded and everything. I'm just doing tacks up there because it'll hold. This thing, it's so bad that I pretty much accepted that it's not gonna be perfect and we're gonna have to use seam sealer and paint it up nice. It'll be protected, but it's really bad. There's holes all the way to the back wall to the bed. So it's pretty much patch it till it's good enough, and then it fits the truck, so it doesn't really matter how perfect it is, I guess, for me. But now I just took the pedal bracket, because mine was totally, the little balls here were totally like, they were just little sticks. It wouldn't hold the pedal. So luckily, the blue truck had a good one in it, so I cut it out, grinded that smooth, and then this is the pedal out of it too. It looks like it must have been redone already, because mine had a chrome piece on it and stuff. Whatever. So I'm just unbolting this. Gonna throw this pedal on here, and then I think I'm just gonna screw this down because I don't know if I'm going to move it and adjust it. Maybe once I get it where it needs to be, I'll pull the screw out and like plug weld it. I don't know, but that's the plan right now. We're gonna get this gas pedal set up and then call it a night, and we'll be back tomorrow and gonna use the seam sealer on all this. Up here, obviously, that was really bad, so I'm leaving the screws in it. One weld's fine. Seam seal it and then start painting on it, and it should start to look really good. So for placement of this thing, I obviously didn't know like where it's supposed to be because mine was through the floor here. So I did see, because of Facebook group, a guy showed me a picture that the little stick for the throttle cable is supposed to be on the left of that. Mine was like this before, so I'm just gonna put it right to the left, like almost touching that bracket, and then wherever this sits happy, which happens to be like right here, I'm gonna mark it, pull the pedal off, screw it down, and then test everything, and then I can tack it down or maybe just leave it screwed. But that is for where the pedal placement is supposed to be. All right, the plan for today is I got the pedal where I think it needs to go. We're gonna set the seat back inside, mark the holes because I don't remember where they were. There's like 3 different nuts on the bottom. And I'm gonna mark those, drill them out, and then we're just gonna set the seat back in here so I can kind of test the pedal before I start painting everything and grinding it down. So yeah, that's the plan. Set the seat in, make sure the pedal is in the right spot, and then go from there. All right, she's got the tunnel cover out, throwing a coat of paint on this. Well, I am gonna finish up the cab. That's gonna look killer. All right, so everything's vacuumed, ground down enough, just mildly, and then kind of roughed up with a wire brush. But before we paint, we're gonna break out the other welder real quick, so we can seal it up really good, because I don't want water to get in here and there's still holes everywhere. And that welder is paintable silicone. All right, so after I finished welding this, sealed up good. So now we got the dash somewhat taped off and windshield, and we are gonna start getting the farm implement paint down. And then after that, we'll follow that with bed liner. But first I wanna cover all the rust and everything with this. And yep. So this caulk is paintable. It's supposed to be like in 30 minutes and it's already dry. I'm sorry, seam sealer, we're gonna call it. So hopefully it actually is dry and holds up like it says it's supposed to. And one friend did bed liner on his Jeep floor and just said you can't really paint over rust or it just flakes right off. So that's why I'm throwing a coat of this down. Guys, today is the day we are finally done with the floor, or at least going to be done with the floor by the time I leave tonight. I got the bed liner painted on here last night after school. It was like 7 o'clock, and then it got down to like about 38 degrees, I think. So hopefully the paint's set up, but let's take a look at it. Is it dry? Looks dry to me. Oh, the texture actually came out awesome on this part. This is not bad too. Honestly, it came out pretty good. So yeah, you go from, I kind of wanted that to stay like that. So it's like you go from junk to, look, it was actually taken care of. So yeah, caulk is filling the holes. Everything is sealed, especially now with 2 layers of, well, a lot of layers of paint over it. So the plan today, I never even showed you, here's the holes I drilled for the seat to go back in, and I'm just gonna through bolt that for now. So the plan today is to get the seat in first. I'm gonna see if I can manhandle that in here by myself. And then the pedal, because, so I don't know, so right now, I don't have anything hooked up to the car, but this is just, I don't understand what, I don't know what the deal is. I know this has to be screwed down, and I'll kind of make it, the original had a piece of metal, like chrome, and then screwed down so that it doesn't pop off. This one, I don't know if, so this came out of the blue Jeep, obviously, and the floor had been patched, and I don't know if this is like an aftermarket pedal someone bought, and that's why it doesn't have the chrome. But either way, that needs to be screwed down, or else it's just gonna pop off. So I'm gonna put screws in that, and maybe use some regular 20 gauge or something of galvanized and just kind of make a piece to hold it down. But then I gotta mess with this. Kind of got me a little worried, to be honest. How I'm going to, obviously the throttle cable isn't hooked up at all. I just hope when I hook everything up that the pedal works right, because that's kind of paranoid. If not, I'm gonna have holes. I'll leave that bracket on the floor, and I'm gonna have to try to find one of the earlier, the 73 and up J-Truck or Wagoneer gas pedals that is a firewall mounted one, which I would not mind doing. I don't want to find it, I'd rather this just work. I wouldn't mind having that pedal, but since I cut the bracket out of that, got it to work, I put it right where I think it's supposed to be. So there's no other way to do it than to find out than to do it. So let me get the seat in here if I can. If not, I'll just wait for help later. But then we'll mess with that pedal, and then the thing should be done. But either way, this came out. I know you won't even see all this, but I'll probably end up throwing a floor mat down or something to kind of protect it more, just because I don't want to beat it up. But here, this side's in the sun. It looks good, I think. You guys let me know down below how you think I did. I didn't really take my time to grind the welds because I didn't really care. You can see it's like a tank floor in here. It's like 12 gauge steel, and this is 14, but it's solid. Comment below, let me know what you think. Let's get this seat in. I totally almost forgot I was about to put the seat in. I gotta at least set this in there. It'll be a lot easier with the seat out of the truck. After that, we'll get the seat put in. I'm definitely gonna hurt my back doing this, but it has to be done. Jeez, this thing is so much heavier than you expect. Probably not gonna happen. I can't believe I actually just got that in there. Now it looks even better. I'm bound to put a couple small scratches in it just from moving around. It's not, the bed liner is tough, but you know, it'll scratch. Nothing ever hurt this thing. So I'll get that bolted down and then we'll mess with this pedal and I'll start getting nervous. Well, I have no idea. I don't think this is right. Well, honestly, you know what? I didn't think about it. It might be right because it feels super stiff to me. But it probably feels stiff because it was through the floor, so it was just flopping around. So I don't know what an FSJ gas pedal feels like. So that's probably right. I put screws on a piece of metal down, and I think it's right. And it's still idling high because I needed some responsibility. Whatever, fixable. Pedals in, the seats in. Definitely louder in here than it was. Everything clears. I think I'm done. I think I'm done, guys. This is pretty exciting. I'm gonna mess with a couple more things, and then we'll take a closer look real quick, and that'll be it. Well, guys, I just went on a little lap around the grass, and it's crazy what kind of difference a gas pedal being connected to the floor makes. This thing instantly, I mean, it had it all along, but it's like, oh my God, it moves when you hit the gas. I didn't realize how, like when I was driving, I thought I had the thing like floored. No, I was barely hitting the gas. It just was through the floor because there's nothing holding it down. So this thing feels like it is running really good, which may have been the reason it got sent to the scrapyard in the first place. Was it was like it had already been patched. Maybe they were just fed up with the rust, and you know, maybe that's why it went, because everything seems pretty good. It didn't misfire. I should have been recording again, but I really got on it over there, and yeah, it was awesome. So that's gonna do it for this video. This is the floors in a 66 Gladiator or pretty much any full-size Jeep. I'm gonna get a new shift boot for that, some stainless bolts. I'll show you guys how that turns out. But for right now, that is gonna be where we leave off for this video. Ended up doing little rubber pads underneath the seat bolts. So yeah, it came out really good. I'm stoked with how it looks, and stoked with how the gas pedal feels, and the fact that I could probably take it on a better, longer journey now, because I won't be afraid I'm going to lose the pedal through the floor. So that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one. Look at this, it responds. God, the hole makes it worse.